Hello. Today I'm going to talk to you about what teachers can do for students. First thing, what a teacher should do for the students is know the child, what the child really expects from you, and what is your objective. If these two things are very clear, teaching and learning will be wonderful. I bet if you know your child well, the child will definitely try to always see that she is performing in the way she is comfortable, and you can give it to the child in the similar comfort zone. Now you'll ask me that there are students, about 70 students in a class. Yes, in India we have 70 students, 80 students, 90 students in a class. We can't help it. System is system. But bringing about a difference in the class is in your hands as a teacher. I would expect that if you want to really do your job in the best possible manner, one thing what you have to do is do a regular homework. Just as you expect your students to do their homeworks, if you're really giving them some, and you should give them some, not maybe 5 pages of writing, but just to find out maybe which planet is no more there. One homework. They have to just go back home and find out. The moment they find out that Pluto is no more there, they'll also find out why Pluto is not there, when did it go away, okay, and what has happened to the other, what is constellation, what are stars, what are planets. Gradually, they will have the hunger to know more and more things. So that is how you implement your practice of giving homeworks. Similarly, you also have to have homeworks, and that is how do you teach, or how do you deliver, or how do you dish out the things what you want to make your students understand. It's very, very important that your delivery and your way of teaching should go deep into the mind of the child, deep into the child's heart, and he or she does not need to go back home and again go to tuitions or something or the other to relearn. That's your failure. What I would want, or what I think it should happen, is that the way you teach, it may not be a big thing what you're teaching, maybe 5 pages in a 5 concepts in a day. No, why do you need to teach 5 concepts in a day? The board is not forcing you to do that. The board has really graded the chapters in a way, they have made it or diluted it so well that children can be taught most of the things in shortest of, smallest of pieces. It's okay, because school is a time when you are actually giving them the taste, the flavor of various aspects of life, so that when they grow up, they know exactly what they are interested in. And they will actually work on it, and then they will know exactly what field they want to choose when they are going to grow up. So the teacher's homework does a great job right from teaching. Because when you are doing your homework, you don't do your homework like you just learn the lesson and just go. No, you have to know how to introduce the chapters. Introducing a chapter is a very, very important part. So how do you introduce a chapter? Now, for every chapter, it cannot be the same thing. It has to have different ways. You have to have different ways to start a lesson. Some lesson you might start just with, that okay, today we are going to learn about Mughals. Mughals, where did they come from? Okay, let us now find out from the map where exactly this area was. Aha, this is the place where they've come from. Which route did they take to come to India? Why did they come to India? What were the available things in India which they were attracted to? How could they get into India? Which kings were actually ruling in those areas? Who were in fights? Why they were weak? How did they come in? Then, how did they settle? What did they do in India? Okay. The cultural impact they had on India. How they developed India. Maybe you are teaching them about British history. Similar things you will teach them. You want to teach them science. Similar things you will do. Like, suppose you want to just teach them evaporation, simple thing. I remember when I would teach my child about cloud. So he was about, I believe, maybe 5.5 or 6. And I used to drive a kinetic Honda at that time. So he used to stand in front of me and I used to take him to the school. So I used to ask him, see, today there are lots of clouds in the sky. Do you know what are they? So he would say, what are they? I would say, they are water. Which water? Then I would say, the water what you have see all the time here and there. But do you know how did they go up? Then I told him about evaporation. Gradually, when I explained about evaporation, I took some time to explain him about evaporation. Then I told him that how did they go up there and became, clouds. Then I talked about how condensation took place, what is a nuclei, a dust particle. I didn't tell him it's a nuclei. I told him it's a dust particle on which the water vapor accumulated, it condensed, they all came together, they all became very fat. And when they all became very fat, they no longer could hold themselves. So they all fell down. They came down to the land from where they went. And they came down as water, rain. Then I told them about hails and other sorts of precipitations. So you have to find out the various ways. And there is no single place to teach a child. Keep on changing the place where you are teaching. But the classroom is very important because that is where they belong to. So if you're feeling that if I'm telling you that you have to have different places for them to teach, that doesn't mean that they should not have a classroom. They should have a designated place for themselves, which they will feel that that is their home. They can come back there if they are uncomfortable anywhere else. And that is why you require a class teacher also. Because that is the lady or the gentleman to whom they can come back to. So every teacher has a responsibility to make a home in the school. Then understand the child. Go beyond the system. Don't break the system. Don't do something, what the system doesn't want you to do or is going to create harm to the child. Don't do that. But within the framework and a little bit outside the box also you must, because books are not good enough. Like, I wouldn't say good enough, are not actually whole and soul thing what you should stick to. Books are your guidelines. So take your books, and as the children grow, you have to grow with your growing beyond the box. So your reading and keeping yourself abreast with everything and keeping your homework done is very, very important. And that is what is going to make all the difference. And you will see that your teaching also becomes very satisfactory and your children are also doing better. Appreciate a child. Give them that little bit of a small smile. Yeah, you have done better. That was a nice answer, but we can add something more to it. Anybody else who can add to it? If you're not really adding to it, should I? Simple things. Everything is fun. And if we do things with fun, they will be better done. Thank you and think over it.